So I think I figured out what was wrong. It set my default microphone to default my microphone to default, not my microphone. Okay, we got microphone working again. Yeah, so I lost so much footage from my last stream because the microphone wasn't working. Apparently it doesn't like if some reason set went to default instead of my microphone. I don't know what happened. Alright. So I'll be right back. I'll be right back in a few seconds. It's a surprise. Alright, stream, I'm back. Alright. Get ready. It's not pretty, but Supposed to say Coop. Happy birthday, Coop. That took way too long. Alright. Let's go back to live. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show. So, let's explain this game. Think of every light novel, visual novel you can think of, and then congeal it down to this is what you'd want to play if you were a fan of the genre. But it was made for lonely males. Yeah. Alright. Put that back in the box for now. Yeah. Alright. I guess I'll start. There's not much to explain really besides that you play as a Inko and an anomalous person who seems like sunglasses and also is bald, just like Anna. But he has a similar role as Anna, but he seems way more less, let's say, unlike in the first Stu game, Inko seems to be way more conscious of his surroundings, that to the point that it makes him, let's say, unbearable. Like at times, like Anna was funny because it kind of represents what the average 4chan user would be if they were posting online, shit posting. But Inko feels completely opposite. He has traits that are closer to a social justice warrior, SJW. But it's not unbearable. It just gets awkward at times especially when he just lets her do whatever she wants. I say my least favorite ending is actually 2, not 1. Even though people say 1 is bad, but 2 is she completely takes control over and doing whatever she wants, blaming him for all her problems, while trying to push him down, while he sacrifices his everyday life for her. And then it's some give or take. I'm gonna try this even though I know all the endings and everything, I don't want to feel like it's forced. I'm not gonna pick all the best options that get the best ending. I just want to get whatever I feel at the time, even if it gives a subpar ending path. So alright, let's get in. September 4th, year 201 M 2023 BC. So basically 2023, the year is made, were released. And I think the 201 is supposed to be a reference to the month. So 201. So 201 million years in 2023. So it's basically just saying like it's game 2, part 1, in the year January. It's supposed to be like part 2, year 1, or January probably 2023. Some kind of reference to the year and date that the game was made in the game. So it's year, game 2, and 1 would be probably January, and 2003 would be year, the current year, and they just changed it to BC. I mean, it's not that hard to diagnose the brain of a artist. Amid the arid heat of the morning sun of Vacadera Bluffs, I could help but miss living in the more temperate weather of the Midwest. Summer sleeves are in style this year. The jacket's aroma block better be bright. The suede thing is killing me. Well, at least guaranteed to start getting chillier in a few weeks. Besides, I'm sure I'll make an impression with this. Abercrombie Flint is all the rage these days. I sigh and lean back in the hard plastic seating of the metro. I'm on the way to my first day in school. Ordinarily, I'd just be glued to my phone on the trip, but there's just too much on my mind right now. Wait. To a school? So it's like they couldn't even name drop the school in the first sentence. My folks' sitch requires us to move. My folks' sitch. You mean that's a situation? You abbreviated situation. Okay. Oh my god. It's like playing this for like it's the second time you see all the intricacies in the game. Well, not the second time, but like for that 5th time. Requires us to move frequently, which gives me a little time to fit in. So just like every other student in every grade, when they're moving in a different school system, because sometimes they moved me like from 1st grade to 2nd grade. I was in 2 different schools, and 4th and 5th grade I was in different schools. So it's like even though we didn't move that much, we still sometimes moved around in the school system. I mean, in grades. Don't get me on grades. High school. Sometimes you were in the same class with the same students, sometimes you weren't. Much like a rolling stone gathers no moss, I could never make a friend I'd keep for longer than a year. So they went the route of Year of the Loner because you couldn't make friends in school. Unlike with Annan, who is just antisocial. I mean, it's different than the previous game. It's trying to be different, at least. Like, the background characters are a little more fleshed out. Look at this character. You can see, in the previous game, everyone had blotted out faces. In this one, you can see similar features and their characteristics. Like, this is supposed to be like designs on their shirt, and then look at that phone. Just a lot of promises to keep in touch that pretend off within months. Admittedly, it's my fault in the end, but that's all that's going to change starting today. I'm going into senior year now. It's my very last chance to prepare for the world ahead. You know how the schools don't actually prepare you for actual world life intricacies? I can't speak, sorry. The intricacies of life. They don't tell you how to pay your bills or how to set up, how to do any of the things like get credit or how to buy a house or live how to pay how to do property taxes or how to take out a loan. Like none of the things you learn in school will teach you how to live a normal life nowadays or ever. I'm thinking that it's like we're getting scammed here. Like, why do I have to go almost fucking 18 years in school? Because you count college, right? And then you count kindergarten, and then you have to do all these things in between, and then it feels like 18 years. It's like 15 to 18 years. If you want to go to a good school, it could be 18 years. If you want to become a grad student, sometimes college can take you years because you're taking only so many credits at a time. And now it's like you're wasted half your life already. And what do you got out of it? Maybe you got a job. Maybe. I mean, nothing's guaranteed. And then it's like, luckily for me, these cards are stacked in my favor. What's in your favor again? You just said that you had nothing you were just thrown around. So wait, your parents are rich. That's what makes it sense. It all makes sense now, though. Oh my god. He's just admitting that he's been sheltered his whole life. I feel my backpack from my TLSR until my fingers can absolutely mindly fiddle with the mode dial. So if he already has a DSL and he's in high school / grad student, so that's like $200. So he probably has some kind of upbringing that his parents could just like drop money cash on him just like it's nothing. I mean, you're just dropping money on you for no reason. And St. Hammond's High School is extremely well known for the artists curriculum. St. Hammond's High School? That sounds like a Catholic school. Like so this is probably based on like some kind of like real experience, someone's real experiences. Like those schools were really strict, but some of them over time they just became more lenient to what classes you could take and major in. Eventually, you were able to take like. They went from being like super Catholic to like you call it grad student style college high schools where you could just like you could take college classes and credits and you could use them to get into like community like high-end community colleges. They're not that rare, but I mean, they're like nowadays. There's no point in getting a college degree anymore because unless you have a job already set up for you that you want to know you can get into. That's the only way you're going to get into college and get any money out of it is if you already have a job in mind. Like if you're gonna become a nurse, you go to college for nursing. If you want to go to college for sports, you only go to college until you get the money from the sports, and then you don't go. Then you finish whatever college class you have. You don't go there for the degree exactly itself. The degree is already gone once worth of the degree is gone once you're getting the football. You might as well just take whatever you get out of it and run. Unless you go in there specifically to learn, which you should have done in high school, which you already didn't. Like, so it's like the only thing you're in there is just to prove that you can pass the classes at that point. I mean, you got everything ahead of you. You got your sports. You have to go at least a year of college for sports. Most sports, NBA, NFL, baseball. You need at least a year of college or high school, something similar. High school, I think baseball is a little more lenient on college. You can get in because you get in high school baseball leagues and everything. But I mean, there's most sports require at least a year of college. So it wouldn't be that surprising that you'd be able to skip all that stuff and go directly into your field instead of like. At that point, it's like instead of spending like, unless you're getting like a scholarship, I mean, a scholarship, yeah, you skip all the 40 grand a year. So it's like, yeah, if you get the scholarship, that's fine. But if you're not going on a scholarship, like you might as well just once you get into your field already, you're in. You don't have to take the courses anymore. Like the whole point was to get into the football or baseball or soccer or whatever, hockey. Then you go into whatever field you want to do. Like, why waste all your money? Like, you go in 20 grand, 200 grand in the debt. Go in to get an associate's degree that you never. What are you going to use for unless you're going to go into like owning a business or something that you get at a football or the sport you pick? I mean, what's the point? In other words, I'd be surrounded by people that share my interests. Oh my god. That's not at all what in alright. When you have people in these artist colonies and shit, they are not your friends. Unless you're friends with them, or you have to be in the group that know everyone there. They're not just gonna go like, oh, you like taking photos? Well, I'm an artist, so we get along. No, they're all competitive. They're super competitive. They will kick you in the fucking rear out of your seat if it could get them into the next higher level in their degree or in their field. They will not. The artists will not go like, oh, we're all artists here. Let's just do whatever we want. Have fun. No, that's not how it works. They will. It's a limited field. First off, any art, any kind of photography. It's all limited. There are limited seats that you get into. It's like playing Duck Duck Goose in society. Like, there's always a chair being pulled out from you whenever you go anywhere. When one door opens, another one closes. So when someone gets picked into becoming an animation artist or an animation engineer, that seat closes for someone else. So it's not all happy joy. Everyone kissing each other's asses and then doing whatever they want. You lose your pen, you lose your marker, your camera, you lose that, they will take advantage of every little time you need to get wherever you want. They will take advantage of it. They will. You're not surrounded by people that you know. Unless you're surrounded by people you know, they're not gonna suddenly go like, oh yeah, let me give you here's my pen. You could use my pen. Not all the time. Unless that person personally like knows you, or you're friends with them, or they're just a nice person. They won't just automatically give you a head up on them. Even if it's a bit of a ride away. So he's gonna commute to this high school that he's never been to. Students that he doesn't know. Just so he could learn take a field that probably is not even that lucrative. Unless he becomes like he's a. Well, if you're in art, the only way you get famous in art is if you do like crazy shit that no one else does, or you're just that good. Like you make basically the creativity in the way that it works. Like if you don't have that creativity, you're not gonna make it. Even if taking a little time, like let's say you taped like it's like that art gallery that had taped a banana to a campus. If you did that if you did that anywhere else, people would be like, that's not art. But because the people were so infatuated with their own asses that they basically got away with putting anything as art. They would just make they take, no matter how cool or how dark or how crazy or how ugly, how like disingenuous, like they just like I watched like video like shorts and everything on how like they would just like they'd shred their own art just to sell it, but they sold it, or they would like it's not about the actual art itself. It's about the experience for them. Like they don't want their art to be lavished and used as a tool, as a what's it called again? You know those things where what's it called again? Well, they use a tax break. That's what it is. A tax break. They don't want to use it as a tax leverage as some rich billionaire, trillionaire use it as a write-off and then sell it, or attempt to sell it, or use it as a tool. Basically, just like everyone can do for like the last 200 years, it feels like. Well, longer. It's been like that for a long time. Speaking of rides, I was hoping that my parents could drive me there today. So he doesn't have his parents driving him to school. They could be driving to school, but they didn't. By the time I was up there, though, they already left for work. So they wait. So he doesn't know when they work or when they just left early. If he should know when they leave to work. At least in general, right? No big deal. I like the hustle and bustle of the public transportation. I call shenanigans on that one. And I know as one that takes public transportation, I would not like the hustle and bustle of public transportation. Having to walk, no human being actively goes out of their way to take public transportation that may or may not take them to their place they're going to, or pick them up from. It's just the way it is. It's like no real person likes doing that. It feels like you feel like it's like shaming. They try to make it the least enjoyable experience of the. It feels like you're driving like if you rode on a bus that's like really long, or on a train. If you've been on a train that just like, oh my god. It's not fun. It's like even if you get used to it, eventually, it never ever feels like you're going out your way to go to take the bus. It's like the last thing it feels like you want to do is take the bus. And I do it every day for work. And I'm like, I have to take the bus. Oh no. I mean, it's better than walking, I guess. And it's never. It's like, even though it's consistent, it's not reliable. Like sometimes they don't pick up in some spots. I've had that happen a couple times. And then sometimes they don't pick you up at all. Like, oh. And then you find out that you read the thing wrong, and it doesn't pick up at that time. So then you have to take a cab, and you have to pay like 5 times the amount of money that you spend on the bus, maybe more. I imagine I'm going to have to get used to this anyway. Oh my god! So he's like bragging about liking the hustle and bustle of the bus, and then saying I'm gonna get used to it eventually. That's like so you contradicted yourself into one sentence. So if you were like, were you enjoying the bus or the train or whatever, or you weren't? So I'm gonna have to get used to this anyway. So that means you should have been like, I imagine. So you should have, instead of the way they should have wrote it was like, they should have wrote the first part. I imagine I'm gonna have to get used to the bus, the public transportation, and they could have just left out the first part. Instead of like I love it already, or something like that. I imagine I'm gonna have to get used to this anyway. I already love it. And put like sarcastic marks like at the end or afterwards, and like making big tests like I enjoy it already, and then put question mark or something like that. So as time passes, my mind wanders to memories of previous schools. So you like it so much that you pour it out of your mind. They all sucked. And why would you think of something that's even worse than riding the public transportation? Oh my god. Hey, I need to make the most of this issue on me, not get all sad like this. Why would you... Oh my god. So you like transportation, but you're sad, and you're thinking of sad. So you're not. So it was sarcastic. The first statement was sarcastic. They should have changed the way it worded it differently, and it would have. This would have made more sense and make more impact. This is a writing. This is a writing issue. Like, the more I'm reading this, it's harder to read as a light novel. As a light novel reader, this is like really hard to read. As a visual / light novel, like if I had to reword it, I would. Like some of the stuff is just like one using stitch, using like that's so. Never use slang in your writing unless you're using it as words, like the person speaking. like, y'all. You don't go, y'all, this is me, I am the one that's reading. Y'all guys, what's up? Like that. But you won't either, like, you all, I need to make the most of this situation, not get all sad like this. You wouldn't say that. You'd go like, you all, howdy. Hard enough. You'd be a southern accent. You wouldn't say, like, you wouldn't just use that in your writing style. Like, yeah, dialects. You wouldn't use dialects in your normal writing. That's kind of like you don't go sit. A sitch would be a description, a slang. So you're like, you don't want to write your slang in the actual writing of your light novel unless it's dialogue, not the actual structure of the story. Like, if you're gonna use slang in your, right, this is, all right. Let's not get anal over here. I need to do something like take a selfie with the hobo next to me. Let's do hobo. Let's ride the hobo train. I'm interrupted by ding on the terminal board, and the car driver starts coming to a stop. Why would it sound like you're screeching like... That's not how... Alright. That would be... I step off the metro heading out of the station as I follow a few other students heading toward the school. How would he know? So it's all one school. Oddly enough, I'm seeing dentistry students, not another human to be seen anywhere. Oddly enough, I'm only seeing dinosaur students, not another human to be seen anywhere. So like, I'm only you could have rewrote this as, I'm only seeing dinosaur students here. Oddly enough, not another human to be seen anywhere. This could have been just one sentence. Instead of two sentences. Must be one of those dino-heavy regions. Dino-heavy regions. What? Dino-heavy regions. That could be taken in so many different contexts as dino-heavy regions. Alright, so... You just like... I mean, why would you say it like this? Dino-heavy... So, now he's inner monologue. This was the inner monologue, right? So he could have said, like, must be one of those... Must be... I don't... Where are all the humans? Why wouldn't you say that? Where are all the humans? Like, why would you say it like you're not a human? Like, this isn't human language, like... There's a lot of greenery here as well. You'd almost forget how close we are to a major city. Why? So you're saying, so what do you mean? Let me get this right. In this, the humans are civilized. Dinosaurs are agricultural. Agricultural beings. So they unless they're like, so the humans have. So this is supposed to take like a couple of years after the new game, right? And it was like everything was. It was like downtown. It was just like LA kind of like style of building. This is more like. This is like California, like liberal arts school style scenery. Like, so he was used to being in urban areas, like LA. Let's say LA. Let's say he was real. It's like going from somewhere right near like the Bronx or like Las Vegas. Yeah, Las Vegas. Let's say Las Vegas. The pathway leads to a stone bridge that goes over a small creek. As I walk across, I notice other students meet in pairs and walk with each other. The air begins to fill with sounds of laughter and stories of how their summer break went. Ah, there it is. The school peeks out over the trees ahead of me as though inspecting and looking. What? They're inspecting you? Shouldn't it just be like this? The school peeks over the trees ahead of me as though inspecting and welcoming me inside. So this sounds like this feels weird. The school peeks out over the trees. How is it welcoming you inside? And how is it expecting you? As expected of a school that peeks out over trees, it welcomes me inside, inspecting me from above. Like this, I mean, that sounds more. I don't think this person is not really good at writing. I know they're not perfect. Like this reread. This is what proofreading can do for in the long run. This like, how is this like in like this to me? This is what I'm doing when I'm writing freehand. When I'm just like writing a story freehand, and this is what happens all the time. I'd write something like an event, and then I would do something really. I would conjoint it with two different things, and then end it there. That's the whole sentence. So this is what I do when I free. This is basically this writer that wrote this game is basically doing what I do when I do freehand. When I'm doing I'm doing my school project or something, and like he was helping me. He was helping me with holding his hands out, and as he helped me, I was like, he was inspecting and welcomed me inside. See, for a person that would make sense, but for a building, you have to change you have to slightly change it differently, so it reads. It doesn't read like you're writing for a person. You're writing for a school. So it's like the school welcomed me with its high rise in the sky. In the sky, it welcomed me. I mean, just like try to make it sound different. Like this is so generic writing that, I mean, I'm not saying. Okay, I know I love when I first played this game. I didn't micromanage every detail of it of the writing, and now I'm rereading it and I'm like, it doesn't feel like it was impactful as it should be, writing wise. It's like replaying Snoop Game for like the 10th time, and then trying to read the when Anon is like in the first part where he's talking about doing like writing epic posts on 4chan and then rereading that over and over again, not in your head, but reading out loud, and then it sounds so cringeworthy. and like you just like, oh my god, why did he write this in the game? And this is what this feels like. This is what it feels like when I'm playing, when I'm reading this out loud. Like in my head, it sounds fine, but when I read it out loud, it just feels so bland. Like generic writing that you would see in like every. It feels just so. Oh my god, I can't take it. It's like trying to. It. Like, oh my god. All right, let's keep going. Say him and hi, my new home away from home for the next year. You really hyped it up. It's home away from home for the next year. I stopped to take a deep breath. There's Chris, reminding me of an old campground I went back in elementary school. So basically, sounds like someone that was like in a ultra urban style living, going back to like going back to where I used to live in the mountains. Like, if we go there next to a lake, and you know, like you can smell the grass, freshly cut grass in the air, and then the lake is like, the water is like drifting. The smell of the water from the lake is like drifting in your nose, and you can feel the heat of the sun as it reflects off the leaves, of the dew on the leaves. And then you go to the city, and it's like everything smells like shit. Like gas and fuel and burnt rubber of the tires grinding on the pavement. That's what he's basically going from. Once again, I'm handed an opportunity to make something of myself. I'm apprehensive, but hopeful. It's my last shot. There's no going back. It's your last shot at this? You're gonna die? It sounds like you're gonna die. Why is it your last shot? I take my first steps onwards. Now you, oh my god. Oh my god. You don't want to know how I feel right now. I take my first step onwards. Alright, first off, like, you could have this doesn't feel right at all when I read it out loud. I take my first step onwards. This is. So you go from like, I can't take it back. I'm not. For the rest of my, I will not regret anything of my future decisions anymore, because this will be my final step forward. Like, this is supposed to be like impact. It's trying to be impactful with no setup of why it's supposed to be impactful. Like, there's no, like, this is supposed to be setting the stakes at the line. Like, this is his last chance at a future. He sounds like this. He has no other choice. He's not. If he doesn't find his way of life, he's gonna lose everything. Kind of feeling. Like, this is my first step onwards. Like, dude, you're going to high school in an art school. So because this is your last year in high school, it doesn't mean you're gonna lose your life. You're still college, and you do other things. You don't even have to go to college. You could get a GED or something. Like, you don't have to live your life base your whole life on your 1 year left in high school. Like it's like the football. It's like the dad that was in football, and he only played until high school, and he lived his whole life on that 1 year of high school football. And he every time he'd go up to anyone, he'd be like talk about how awesome he was. He made this saving play at the end of the game and then that's all he based his whole life on for the rest of his years. And he just lived that life. He's basically just Hank Hill. Like he was just Hank Hill. Here we go again. So wait, what? You never were a senior in high school before. Why would you be here again? Oh my God. Oh, you have to clarify. Please, you clarify. No. Alright, finally some animation. Students mill about the front yard. The school is known for its heavy prioritized art programs. You know, there's art schools that actually have really good other academics in it. There's other in reverse too. Like some of the sports programs have some of the best art programs. It's just that no one talks about the art programs outside of people that actually go to them. Like Harvard doesn't have it used to be one of the best football schools, but it degraded so much that it's no longer one of the best. And then in high school, I'd say was it Texas Tech? College, but before it wasn't always. Most of these schools used to be high schools, and they turned them to college. So some were high school, like high school, college. Some were like private schools, and then there's some that are like actual this start out as colleges. Like I don't know. I don't know which ones are which. It's been so long since I've read. Like, but I mean, there's not that much difference between high school and college. Like, if you go to, like, let's say if you went to OC or Sony Orange, I should say, or some like community college, you would be basically just going the high school level class building. Like that looks, it's just a high. It looks exactly like high school. Like there's not much difference between high school. The high school would be like this is the way it's built. That's the only difference. You go to different schools, have different setups, but they have auditoriums. They just have just the way the school's buildings are set up. Over 2/3 of the graduates end up pursuing a career in the arts. That doesn't mean you're gonna be one of the 2/3. Fucking bitch. Oh my god. You know, people that take college in high school. This sounds even though they said this is supposed to be high school. This sounds more like they're talking about college. Because at one time there was not that much difference between high school and college. It only as time passed, most colleges today probably would have started as, that's what I was talking about earlier, like some of them started out as high schools, but they became so big and so popular that they just became colleges or equivalent to colleges. but at the same time, it kind of normalized colleges. So in a bad way, because with so many people going to college, the college degrees became toilet paper. The more college degrees you have, you could get like 20 degrees. They don't mean anything. You're not guaranteed anything. Like unless you could produce like actual work that justifies hiring you, you just no point in having a degree at that point. If you're not producing anything equivalent to what it's worth. And while half of them regret it, from what I've read, there's still plenty that made it, right? So he's just saying, Liza, no, for real. It's also the management claim to fame with the facade of the front edges being dominated by a vibrant world. So it's basically just one of those, it looks like one of those experimental schools where they'd have like, you could be whatever you want as long as you can sign up for this grade. You could make your own degree. You could become a feminist. You could become an astronaut. You could become anything you want. Just imagine it. Just imagine it. You could fly to space one day. I got a good feeling about this place. Oh my god. Sorry, I don't stream for views. I mean, you can view it if you want. But I'm not paying for views. A few students eyeball me as I continue walking in. This is a comma. A few students eyeball me as I continue to walk in again. This could use a comma. So friends whisper to each other. How do you know they're friends? How do you know they're friends? I just knew this jacket would pay off. That's how I feel whenever I walk anywhere. Like, he's new. Then I'm going like, this jacket paid off. My beard, shaving my beard this way paid off. Like, if I just made a smiley face and made like a Hitler stash right here, it really paid off. The front doors are propped wide open, and I already feel a cool breeze inviting me in. How would you feel a cool breeze from inside unless there was some air conditioning coming out? Why would they leave their doors open when the air conditioning was turned on? Oh my god, it's breaking me. Inside is a familiar yet brand new sight. Oh my god. How is it familiar and brand new at the same time? Because it looks like every other school. How would... Yeah, so it just basically, you could have wrote that it looks like every other school I've been to. It's like familiar and brand new at the same time. You explain that. Write that in your writing. You could have added like another line of text on there, worth of exposition and explanation. All right. Oh yeah. So. For a reminder, I hadn't mentioned it yet, but this school is unique for its student body. Look at these designs. I really like these designs. This reminds me of like that one TV show. They really up the ante in this game with the art style. Look at this. All these minor details that you don't normally get in this game. They really tried to like when they started making student game, there was no fan art for this game or this series. So they one fill in the blanks. But now they have all these people working behind the scenes, creating all these characters and OCs, and they get edited in the games in the future. It's really nice to see that the art is actually outpacing the writing style. Okay, it's making me mad. This is how bad they're writing this. Okay. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love this game when I played the first time, but reading out loud is really making all the bad decisions in my head become the bad decisions of the writer. Like just keeping everything too simple at times and trying to be too complex at other times, and then coming off sounding like a juxtapose. Like you're trying to be complex at times, and then you're trying to be way too simple at other times, and you make so it makes because you all these mistakes in the writing, like missing like simple things like abbreviations and like the way like an ongoing. But this, I hadn't mentioned it yet, but this school is also unique for it. That is not a real sentence. I hadn't mentioned it yet. What the school is. Okay, that's not a real sentence. I hadn't mentioned it. Let's rewrite this in a way that sounds more what it should be, how it should be written. I hadn't mentioned it yet, but this school is very unique in its own way. The student body is really out of this world. I haven't seen anything like it in my whole life as a human. Like you could just mention like all these instances where you could make a character be human in an inhuman world, but you decide not to put any kind of emphasis on the character itself, on himself. Like you wouldn't know that he was a human outside of seeing pictures of him. Like he doesn't talk about his human parents, his human lifestyle. No, you opted not to do that. Like you were putting the onus on the readers to take for what. I mean, in a way that could be good, but at other times it could be hindering your writing, the way it's written, because when you read it, it comes off as awkward. Like this awkward sentence right here. But this school is also unique for a student body. I hadn't mentioned it yet, so this is his internal monologue. But the school is also the school is unique for. But this school is also unique for a student body. So you're going off the previous sentence. So you basically, if you read this by itself, it makes no sense. But if you read the previous sentences, it does make sense. Because I haven't mentioned it yet, but the school. So you'd have to have, if you're writing this as a paragraph, that's fine. But as a sentence on its own, it doesn't make sense. It fails. Like as a writer, that's what it just fails. Like on its own, this person who wrote this has failed every test as a writer. I'm sorry. Not sorry. It's composed of almost entirely of dinosaurs, all manner of saurian herbivores and otherwise. What is a saurian herbivore, and why is it not mentioned that what the other things are? Okay, so how are these all? So these are all herbivores? Because I think this one. So you're saying that, and otherwise. So wait. That's implying that all of them are saurian herbivores and otherwise. So why are you mentioning herbivores, like, as the main group? Why not just say it's composed almost entirely of dinosaurs, mostly of saurian herbivores and otherwise. Some carnivorous, carnivorous, omnivores, and otherwise. Why not just add in those kind of, like, you could just add all the descriptors in, and then you would have made the sentence way more clear, and you wouldn't have to use a semicolon. Like, who uses a semicolon, in actual writing? That's not from 1920. Like, are you making a colon, a semicolon, a colon? Are you making, like, you're not? Then you don't use a semicolon, okay? You're not gonna put, like, in a saurian herbivore, saurian carnivore, saurian omnivore. You didn't do that. So why would you need a semicolon there? I don't know. Scales, feathers, tails. Is that a tether? Some of these don't look like herbivores. So this one is. This one might not be. This one is definitely an omnivore. I think that might be an omnivore. No, these are definitely omnivores. I think they're like these ones eat mostly eggs. This one definitely eats grass. This one looks like it eats trees. Tree leaves? I don't know what he eats. This one looks like it's a that's like a septile. Something. Wings, talons, and webbed hands. Webbed hands usually involve water, so they would probably eat mostly algae and some kind of other fish, or some other creatures. Not to mention the colors. So what does this have to do with herbivores? And otherwise? Why did you just say other? Why does this describe all of them instead of doing herbivores and everyone else? All vibrant enough to challenge the bright murals on the school outside. Oh my god. All vibrant enough to challenge the bright murals on the school outside. All vibrant enough to challenge the bright mural on the outside, on the school's outside, on the school's outside. So, school's outside. You need to. Sorry. That's just how it is. There's only if there's multiple murals, you'd say all bright the bright murals on the school's outside. It would still require you to write. So even if there were multiple murals on the outside, you would still have to write apostrophe S. The school's outside. Dozens of students march about, reconnecting with past friends and meeting new ones. Not Dexter. Dexter's Lab. Some of these look like OCs from visual novels that are coming out, like Devlog and who's that? I don't know. Some anxiously glance at their schedules, checking every door as they were numbered at random. I probably shouldn't be standing here staring. Whoa, is that a human? Whoa! I'm soon surrounded over by a crowd of neon-colored teenagers. Clearly my jacket is working like a charm. See, when you keep it simple like this, it's fine. You don't need complex writing. It's like, clearly my jacket is working like a charm. Wow, he's like a life-size mannequin. Hey, new kid. Is that what it's like to be popular? I was expecting it to happen like this quickly. A few students are taking pictures with their phones. I even see some of the sketchbook and pens and rapidly scribbling on pages. How human. Are you like a foreign exchange student? In the chaos, I feel a few people shoot my hands. Whoa, he must give me feels weird. Jeez, I think I'll go more. As part of the teaching, I think I'll go along with it. There's so much happening, and I don't want to be a party pooper. Few more people shout at me to get my attention. Hey, could you look over here for a side profile? Oh yeah. Oh man, yeah, this looks like a good reference picture. Wait. I need to get a better look at the skin texture. It's an RPG character. He needs a skin texture. I once again find myself frozen, only wondering. Apparently, I hastily try to follow the instructions. Eventually, all the Saurians take their photos and talk themselves out before dispersing back to our friend groups. Are we picking and choosing? Like, you just like, eventually all the Saurians take their photos and talk themselves out before dispersing back to them. So they're mumbling to themselves. Okay. It's hard to read. It's harder to understand than as it is to read. Oh my god. I'm sorry. This is like... I know I really loved this when I first played it, but rereading it in my... Not listening to it in my head, it just gets me. By the time I recover from the shock of the situation, the last one breaks off and I find myself seamlessly all alone again. Oh. That was my chance to socialize. I blew it. You're human, right? A Triceratops girl leans forward, scanning up and down. This is it. Time to seal the deal and get a new friend. Yeah. Close enough. Hey, can I get a selfie with you? It'd be great from one of my classes. Yeah, definitely. She puts an arm around my neck for a shoulder nudge while she poses dramatically. big smile now. She takes a picture and checks it enthusiastically. So, I'm Ingo. Oh, cool, yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. What's the photo for, by the way? She pauses, aloofly chewing some gum. My fashion design class. That jacket is bawling. Ah. Thanks for the pic, hon. Well, I feel my shoulders sag as I take the sparse hallway around me. Wait, didn't he want to be known for his jacket? Is it just me, or is this kind of contradicting his feeling of wanting to be known for his jacket? That must have been my 15 minutes of fame. I don't think it's even less than 15 minutes. No way I've already blown it. I try to shake away the negative thoughts. Focus on the positive. For a brief moment, I was the talk of the school. The familiar sound that draws my attention. I know what that is. At the end of the hall, there's someone kneeling, and at one of the latest camera models, if I'm not mistaken. Hey. The guy flinches. See, this is where I think they fucked up with the storytelling of this. Like, they finally found someone that could be his friend, that have similar interest field as him. And he never used it to push the story forward. Like, him, like, it requires you to do certain things just to even get his understanding of him. Like, he never talks about the camera again. Really. The guy flinches. I flinch too. I hadn't meant to shout at him. The few students around me don't bat an eye at it, though. Sorry about the yell. No, it's fine. I managed to get the shot of mine. The speckled boy, I think he's a parasaur, double checks the camera's display and smells. Yep, perfect. This will be a fine print for the yearbook. Can I see? His print seems to widen at my interest. Of course, here. He turns his plate towards me, showing a shot of the hallway. And me as the focal point. Pretty good, right? And I look closer and I notice that I think it's a little out of focus. And dark. What do you have your f-stop set at? Ah. He stops and glances at me, pleasantly surprised to get a real answer. Yeah, I'm a bit of a photographer myself. I'm taking it as my look at it. Mr. Lanigan? Looking back to my memorized class schedule and does something. Yep. Oh, snap, cool, we'll be classmates. Mr. Adams is busy, so he teaches it for one period. He offers his hand out for a handshake. I'm Ben. Ingo. Friend achieved. Ah, yes, the Xbox achievement. I'm actually new here. Kind of figure being the only human student this year. Isn't one of the more popular. St. Hedmonds isn't one of the more popular schools, but the staff put a lot of effort into the arts programs. Even the campus itself is designed like a living art piece. So if you ever need help, from the pause, I'm guessing he's offering some help. I wouldn't say no to a tour. Well, I'll be going back to the principal's office, but I can point out the neat stuff along the way. He raised an eyebrow to himself in communication.
be a good idea to meet the principal too. He waves for me to follow him. Turns out he wasn't an avid programmer, like photographer like me, but also the school council president. And one of the priorities was so I can photos for the school yearbook for the first day page. Every few minutes we'd pause so Ben could take a couple shots, mainly at the students talking with each other. And while I would watch, I'd consider helping him in some way. I mean, the cameras look amazing, and that's all extra lens in the bag. I feel absolute elation to finally know someone that's into photography. And I really want to broach it, but Ben fills the air between us talking more about school. Which is why we still go to the Feathertails, even though I think it's a tad distasteful. Ben got pretty good at this. Do you give those tours all the new students? No, not really. Although it's something I thought about a lot. Oh, hold that thought. Hey, Lunara. Ben goes to greet us, putting up some intricate moments. The best girl, of course. Oh, hey, Ben. You have a good summer vacation? I did great work for the decorations. They look even better than last year's. Oh, thank you. What's all this for? She steps aside so she could fully view the banner she just finished with. The Cultural Arts Club. We meet every Thursday after school and look at antique artwork. She initially looked past me to talk to Ben, but she gasped once she realized, hey, you're a human, right? Oh, that's a silly question. You should totally join. I just love human culture. Just this amazing set of ancient masks at my place from ancient Europe. I just adore them. Wow, that's impressive. I think you make a good curator. You know what? I probably would. After the club display during Spirit Week last week, I gotta agree. We spent the whole weeks studying that trib and weeks more practicing those dances. We also study and paint with those styles like we're learning the techniques of the old masters. Hopefully soon we can even get into sculpting like those Venus statues. We plan on getting one that look at sometime this year. What do you think? It'd be great if you could come. Hey, that'd be neat. What do you say, Inko? Maybe I do love culture. Oh, that's great. Oh, listen. We have to get this old chieftain's dress we had for ages. We just have to see what it looks like on a real thing. I'll think about it. No way I'd sooner endure a second pack of didn't wear something like that. Well, hey, nice catch up, Lenara. We got places to be. Take care. Bye. She waves us off as Ben continues leaving to the principal's office. Hey, Ben. Oh, hey, Michael. Listen, we can't talk right now, but I'd love to catch up later. Yeah. I'm floored. This guy seems to know just about everyone in school as much as they know him. Talks about being on top of things. He points out a few of the more minor landmarks in the school and stops to greet a number of students happy to see him after the summer break. Man, sorry for having to stop so much. No way, I think it's quite normal. Only I can be cool without making up this late. He knows a few noteworthy landmarks eventually to its biggest draw. I already knew this place was known for its art for a while. Just outside the administration offices, the hallway is filled with wonderful pieces of art. Painting lines the wall with neat placards, painting detailing who the artists were, all created by alumni and attending students of the school. And this is the gala. All the pieces have been featured in all kinds of articles and presentations. Wow. I know, right? One moment. Ben turns to the nearest door and gives it a polite nod. Who is it? It's me, Princess Scalar. An Oviraptor, no older than her mid-30s, exits the room holding a steaming mug and sporting a tired smile. Good morning, Benjamin. Good morning. Nico, this is our esteemed principal. Good morning, ma'am. Her eyes shot wide amid a sip of her coffee. Oh, I didn't notice. You would be Mr. Nito? Yes? Yes. But my name... Oh, how wonderful. Gone in exhaustion on her face and said place with a very last smile. I'm very so happy you've chosen our school for your last year, Mr. Nito. Nito? Ben, be sure to give him a thorough ham and welcome, okay? Or I already was. If you ever need assistance, my office is always open, Mr. Nito. Not to mention, the student council is also available for help. Isn't that right, Ben? Yes, Principal Scalar. Thank you, Principal Scalar. Oh, and Ben, a moment, please. The Parasaurus dragged his office, leaving me alone with Skull Gala. Whatever they're saying, I can't hear over the ambient noise of the student body. Either way, it's probably not something I meant to hear. I moved food away out of earshot of the discussion inside. On the wall beside me, a framed panoramic landscape of the city painted by hand. Wow, I could practically use all those things on this as a map with how detailed it is. No wonder it's hanging predominantly by the principal's office. The gentle brushstrokes, the vibrant colors, the evening sun bouncing off the windows, and the majestic scarlet sky enveloping the horizon, all of which combine together to give it a dreamscape feeling like it's an idealized vision of the city. It's beautiful. I've never seen a big admirer of paintings. Never been a big admirer of paintings, but I can't deny that this is a masterpiece. Only a teacher could have been able to express the scenic beauty of the city with this level of skill and passion. I withdrew my cave stone 60 from my bag, and with the compact lens I keep, I barely fit the entirety of the painting in frame for the shot. That was a hard read. Checking the copy on my display, I realized I left out the title and artist of the piece. The tag says, Dreamscape, O. Harford, 9th grade. First place, 201,220,20. A freshman did this? Jeez. Now that I look at the rest of the painting, this is the same. It's all so much better than what I had in mind. Better than what I made. Almost all the pieces are beautifully drawn together. Acrylic, charcoal, pastel, and yet not even one photo. Hey Inko, I'm back. I'm a senior. How on earth am I meant to even start measuring up to here? Inko? What's that sound? Ben nudges me back in the back of his hand as a motion gets closer. Hey, watch it, jackass. So your role, silly face. I watch as the perpetrator, agitator, finally rounds the corner and comes barreling down the hallway, speeding right towards us. Mine's just kicking with a stumble to the side to avoid oncoming collision. For a split second, I could look at my hand. Green scales, messy hair, and a faded purple hoodie. She propels herself forward with a dexterous hand spinning the large wheels on her. I only noticed that she's in a wheelchair I didn't even know she could go that fast sometimes. She glances my way and her pupils are kind of like her gray and gold eyes are marred by bags like she hadn't slept in days. The girl's entire presence is ghostly. And that expression, it's like she's looking straight through me. I'm sure she barely registered my existence, but I don't think I will forget that face. Just as fast as she came out, she's gone. As she leaves, I feel like my weight is lifted from my shoulders. At least until I trip directly into the glass case behind me. Oof. Hey, watch it. That parachute's hands rolls over the display carefully as his eyes fill away. You're looking for something? Cracks. Usually when another falls into them, there's this kind of crack in the edge. Guess it's just a thing. Humans are lucky to even get spent all of this kind of stuff. That is often enough the drinks called funds and affairs. That can't be good. Well, not to brag, but I do make too. A vibro chime echoes through the now empty house. The visual novel demon chills my veins. I freeze, tardy on the first day. Whoops. Sorry to run out like that. You should get going to your first class. Well, I need a tardy slip or something? Nah, it's first day, teacher. I'm fine either way, since, you know, one of the best of being class prez. What's your first period? Physical education. Ben sucks in the air through his teeth with a prolonged wince. You'll be fine. Gymnasium's down that way. Don't wanna keep them waiting too long. I need to get going too. Keep who waiting? I gotta go. Bye. Whoa, he walks so fast. He has to be somewhere. He has to be somewhere to be. Direction doesn't exactly instill confidence in me. Alright. I'll save here. Alright. So how'd you guys like the game? I mean, for what it is, the fact that it was made on a budget of $0, it's amazing. Could it use a little like time in the oven? Yeah. Yeah. Alright. I guess I'm gonna take this time to end the stream. Alright, thank you for tuning in. Thanks, everyone.